I'm Peter Mostyn. Welcome to Taking and Driving Away. Tonight, I shall be taking and driving away with the novelist and swimmer Graham McDonald, who I believe is waiting for me just outside the studio. Now, first of all, I should say that Graham McDonald's new novel is Whence Comes the Stranger. Now, it's set in the West Midlands and deals in great depth with the problem of verbal abuse. It is, in my opinion, a much more successful effort than his previous novel, Mr. Radstock, which was set in an insult and dealt with the problem of the West Midlands. The novel is very autobiographical, it's very intense, very personal, and I think anyone would have to agree that it's also very inexpensive. Now, yes, I think I can see Graham just over there. Good evening, Graham.
Good evening, Peter.
Welcome to Taking and Driving Away.
My pleasure entirely.
Now, have you chosen your car?
Yes, I thought we might have a crack at that red Escort over there.
The Red Escort it is. Graham, I was talking just now about Whence Comes the Stranger, and wondering whether it isn't perhaps the most autobiographical of all your books to date.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd agree with you there, Peter. I've always thought that the most autobiographical of my books is my autobiography. Dressing Out Loud. Do you want to have a go at the passenger side?
Right here,
I'll have
yes.
a look round here.
But Graham, surely the leading character, Irina Lostanov, she's an elderly widow, she's been deserted by her family, and she's an alcoholic. Don't you think there's a lot of yourself in her?
Well, she's also a lesbian, Peter.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. You're referring to that time I spent with Aldous Huxley.
I was wondering.
Oh, no, that was completely different. Quite unlike Irina's situation.
Right.
Any luck your side?
No, it's all locked, I'm afraid, yeah.
All right. Well, could you keep a lookout for me?
Certainly, no. Well, it seems to be all clear at the moment. Nevertheless, Graham, Whence Comes the Stranger does include a very detailed account of working-class life in the West Midlands, which I think you'd have to agree has, it must mean a great deal to you.
Yes, I mean, there's no doubt there's a lot of, there are elements of my childhood in Solihull within the novel. We all of us write about what we know, Peter. That doesn't mean we're writing about ourselves. I mean, you wouldn't call Beatrix Potter a rabbit, would you, just because you wrote about her?
I take your point.
Yeah, right. I think what I was basically setting out to do in the novel was trying to examine the place of the individual within his or her society, if you like.
Right,
See, that's
yes.
what Oh, damn. Hang on. I just have to find the switch.
Okay. Well, I know that the individual has been a preoccupation of yours for some time. In your first novel...
No, I think I'm going to have to go on the bonnet.
Right.
Hold on.
In your first novel, the hero engages in a spiritual life-or-death struggle with his sensibility in relation to its surroundings.
And failed.
And fails, precisely. It is a very pessimistic tale.
Pessimistic in one sense, Peter, but you have to remember that Neville Jarvis does escape to...
Neville Jarvis being the name of the hero.
That's right, he escapes to Jersey, where he is able to carry on the struggle in a mad but sympathetic demi-monde of his own making. I'm just going to have to hotwire here, I won't be a sec.
Well,
First time.
yes. That seemed to be very easy.
Ars celare artem est.
Right.
Peter?
There's someone coming.
Where?
Just up there. No, you're all right. Sorry. You were saying?
Yes. I think the most pessimistic of my novels surely is Whence Comes the Stranger. I call it tragic, personally.
Is that so?
Oh, yes.
But surely,
Oh, look. Pioneer stereo. I'll have that.
speakers?
No, crap. Leave them.
Right. Crap tapes as well. Neil Sedaka. But Graham, the novel ends with the fire at the town library, which Irina, by extraordinary chance, survives. Do you not think that that's...
Oh, exactly. That's the tragedy.
Her survival is tragic.
If you like, yes. In a hostile community, survival is a kind of... Seatbelt.
Right.
Survival is a kind of betrayal.
Right. Well, time, the old enemy, has caught up with us once again. Before we move off, just time for me to say that next week I shall be having a bath with the Right Honourable the Lord Tony Pandy. Until then, bye-bye. Drive it away, Graham.
Right. I don't think a good escort can carry the answer.